So do you also wish to automate lead nurturing for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to automate lead nurturing with AI agents using Pabbly for maximum impact. So over here I'm running a tech company and we regularly send emails to all our leads to nurture them. But this was such a time consuming and a tedious process. But to solve this problem I've simply created this automation where what is happening is that as soon as I add the lead details into my Google spreadsheet, automatically my AI agent, which is OpenAI, is going to generate the email based on their preferences and inquiry type. And further, I'm just going to create a draft email in my Gmail account so that my team can review it and send them towards my lead to nurture them. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Gmail. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation or this connection for your business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So today I'll show you how to automate lead nurturing using AI agents in Pabbly for maximum impact. So as you know that I'm running a tech company and we use Google Sheets to store the lead information like their preferences and their inquiry type. Not only this, now what I want to nurture these leads by sending them personalized emails. So for that we're going to use AI agent, which is going to generate highly personalized email drafts. So we are not directly going to send the email, but we are going to generate email drafts so that I can review the emails before sending it towards my lead. Alright, so we're going to do all of this with the help of a simple and amazing automation software, which is Pabbly Connect. And to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect/inr in my browser. And after opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, over here we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in, and as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to automate lead nurturing with AI agent using Pabbly for maximum impact. And then we are simply going to click on this create, and as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to search for Google Sheets, and then we're going to select Google Sheets right over here because I have all of my lead details stored right over here in my spreadsheet, right? And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet rows. And now it is giving me a webhook URL, so I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, and we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to follow this help text. So I'm just going to open my Google Sheets account, and you have to keep in mind that you have to also open the same account for which you want to create this automation. So here you can see that I've simply opened my Google Sheet account, and now I'm just going to go towards this extensions add-ons, and then we have to go towards this get add-ons. So here we're going to add an extension in our spreadsheet which is Pabbly Connect Webbooks. So I'm just going to search for the same, which is Pabbly Connect Webbooks. So as you can see, it appeared right over here. So I'm simply going to select it. So now you can see that I've already installed this extension. That's why it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this, you can install it right from here. Alright, so now after installing this, you simply have to refresh your spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh your spreadsheet. Otherwise, you'll not be able to get the option of Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here. And as soon as you're going to refresh the spreadsheet, you're going to get the option of Pabbly Connect webhooks right over here. And after getting this option, we have to go towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So we are simply going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, and now I'm also going to enter my trigger column, which is E. So the trigger column will be your final data column, on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. And over here for me it was E, so I've entered it as E. You have to keep in mind that the trigger column should be your final data column. Alright, so now after doing this, I'm simply going to click on this submit, and yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. And in order to do this test submission, I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and over here you can see send test button. So I'm simply going to click on this button which says send test, and over here you can see that it is saying test data sent successfully. So with this, we have successfully sent the test data, and I'm just going to open my workflow, and over here you can see the response. You can see that Pabbly has successfully captured the response. You can see the name, the lead ID, the inquiry type, the email, the preferred product or service, and also you can see the spreadsheet details. So yes, with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as I'm just going to add the new lead details right over here in my spreadsheet, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. And so to do this, we have to go towards this extension Pabbly Connect webhooks, and you have to keep in mind that this send on event button should always be switched on. Otherwise, the data will not be sent in real time. So as you can see that I've successfully switched on this button. And now we're going to open our spreadsheet, and with this, we have successfully completed our trigger step, and we're going to move on towards our action step. What I want is I want to automate lead nurturing with AI agent. So over here, I'm just going to automate this lead nurturing by sending them automated emails. So now I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm going to use OpenAI in order to generate emails for my leads, which is personalized emails for my leads. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI, and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key. And to go towards this OpenAI API key page, there's a hyperlink. So I'm simply going to click on this hyperlink given right over here. And after coming over here towards the API key page, I'm just going to go towards this create new secret key. And now it is asking me for the name of my key. Let's say that I'm just going to name my key as AI agent right over here. So I'm just going to enter AI agent. And now it is asking me for the project. So I'm just going to select the project and click on this create secret key button. And over here you can see that this is my API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key, and then we're going to paste that API key right over here in our workflow like this. So yes, over here you can see that I've successfully pasted this API key, and now I'm just going to simply click on this save. And yes, with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select my AI model. So over here, I'm just going to select it as GPT-4. You can select any of your choice. We're going to move forward, and now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to use two AI agent steps right over here. One is to generate the subject, and the another one is to generate the email. If you want, you can use a single prompt also in order to generate both subject and email, but I'm just going to use two because I want to generate personalized subjects and emails both for my leads. Alright, so I'm just going to enter the prompt right over here first in order to generate the subject. Alright, so first I'm just going to enter the prompt right over here. So as you can see that I've successfully entered the prompt, which is generate an optimized email subject line based on the following lead details. And over here I'm just going to enter the lead details, which is name, inquiry type and the preferred service. But we're not going to enter it manually, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so first I'm just going to simply map the name right over here. Second, I'm simply going to map the inquiry type. Over here you can see the inquiry type. Now I'm just going to map the preferred service. So I'm just going to look for the response, and over here you can see preferred service. So now after mapping all of these details have turned dynamic, and as you can see the rest of the prompt. And after entering all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request button given right over here. And yes, over here you can see that my AI agent has generated me the response, which is very personalized subject according to the inquiry type and the preferred service, which is Joe unleash potential with a marketing automation demo. So yes, with this we have successfully generated the subject line, which is personalized, and now we're going to move forward and generate the email body. And to do this, I'm simply going to clone this step. For that, I'm just going to go to these three dots and then clone step. And yes, over here you can see that I've successfully cloned this step. Now what we're going to do is, instead of this subject prompt, I'm just going to erase this prompt, and we're going to enter the prompt in order to generate the email body. So over here I'm just going to enter the prompt, and yes, over here you can see the prompt. Once again, I'm just going to map the details. First, I'm simply going to map the name of my lead. Over here I'm just going to map the inquiry type. Over here you can see the same. And now I'm just going to map the preferred service. Over here you can see the preferred service, and now I'm just going to map the subject, and we're going to map the subject from the response of our OpenAI, which is this message content. Now after mapping all of these details, once again I'm just going to click on this save and send test request to get the email body, which is also personalized towards my lead. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request button, we just have to wait for a few seconds till my AI agent is going to generate me the email body. And over here you can see that it has generated me the email body, but this also includes the subject, and I don't want to include the subject in the email body. So I'm just going to specify this once again in the prompt, don't include the subject. And now once again I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. You also have to keep the prompt very specific, and you have to check the message content received, and then again tailor the prompt according to the same. Alright, so now once again after clicking on this save and send test request, you can see that now it has not given me the subject and only the email body. So you have to keep in mind that the prompt should be according to your own specific business needs, and also you have to check the message content if you're getting the right response or not. So now after getting this right response, we're going to move forward, and I'm just going to add another action step right over here. We're going to draft a mail. So I'm just going to search for the action application as Gmail and select it. And now for the action event, I'm just simply going to select it as create draft and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Gmail account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with Gmail. And after coming over here, we are simply going to select our Gmail account, which is this. And after selecting my Gmail account, Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So we are simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on this allow, Pabbly is safe, and as soon as we get to click on this allow, with this we have successfully connected our Gmail account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me for the email subject, so I'm simply going to map it from the response of our OpenAI. And now it is asking me for the email subject, so I'm simply going to map it from the response of our OpenAI. So as you can see the same, so we are simply going to map it, and now I'm just going to map the recipient email address too. Over here you can see the same, so I'm simply going to map it. Now it is asking me for CC and BCC. Both of these are not the required fields. I'm just going to leave it as blank and move on forward. Now it is asking me for the from, so I'm just going to select the from email. We're going to move on forward. For the sender's name, I'm just going to enter the name of my company, which is Digital Dynamics. And now we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the reply to, so this email is not a reply email. I'm just going to leave it as blank. Select the email content type as plain only, and now I'm just going to enter the email content which we received from our OpenAI response. Now we're going to move on forward. It is asking me for many other details. We're only going to fill in the details which are required and click click on this save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request button right over here, it has successfully created a draft email. So I'm just going to open my Gmail account and check for the draft created. And yes, over here you can see the draft has been created. You can see the same email address, the same subject, and the same email body which we generated using our AI agent. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. But not only to the one lead, but I wanted to send automated email and nurture all of my leads right here in my spreadsheet. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go towards this extension Pabbly Connect webhooks, and we're going to select this send all data right over here. Now what will happen is that all of this data would be sent towards my webhook URL, which is towards my workflow. My AI agent is going to generate personalized subject and email body for all of my lead, and we're going to draft an email for the same. So now after doing this, I'm just going to simply open my Gmail account and check for the drafts. So I'm just going to close this and refresh it right from here. And yes, over here you can see that I've successfully drafted emails for all of my lead. You can check all the draft emails right over here. You can see personalized subject and also personalized body has been drafted right over here. You can check it like this. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and we have successfully drafted personalized emails for all of our leads which we had in our spreadsheet. Not only for these leads, but now if I'm going to add another lead details right over here in my spreadsheet, automatically a draft email would be created for the same. So yes, with this we have successfully automated lead nurturing using AI agent and Pabbly for maximum impact. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and now if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And now with the help of same logic, you can also automate lead nurturing for your own business. Thank you for watching everyone, and for your reference, I'll just learn this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. See you in the next video.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.